Hi, my name is Mark Holzman, and this is Advanced Accounting. Welcome to the class. In this class, we're going to focus on accounting for investments, including business combinations, foreign currency accounting, foreign currency financial statements, mergers and acquisitions, segment reporting, governmental accounting, and not-for-profit accounting. A pretty wide variety of areas, all in financial accounting, and I'll be your instructor. We're going to be learning in a hybrid format, meaning that this class will have 5 live meetings on January 15th, January 29th, February 19th, March 25th, and May 6th. And I'm also available for office hours Wednesdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here in my office, room 613 Jubilee Hall. This is my office phone number, and in this video, my cell phone isn't shown, but my cell phone is on the printed syllabus and in Blackboard. Best way to reach me is always by email, and my assistant is Miss Denisha Thomas. This is her phone number and her email. You can also text me on my cell. I'm happy to help you however I can. The textbook that we're going to be using is Christensen, Cottrell, and Budd 2018 Advanced Financial Accounting. It looks like this without the white sticker. And we'll be using the Connect module for this. So what you can do is you can purchase Connect Access, and that includes an ebook. So if you're comfortable with an ebook, you can just buy Connect Access. That includes an ebook, and that's all you need for, I think it's $130, $140. So there are also hardcover textbooks available. You can buy new, used, wherever you want. Connect also makes available a loose leaf version of the book, and that might be helpful too. I also recommend that students buy Gleim Financial Accounting Exam Questions and Explanations. This is available at www.gleim.com. It looks like this. And this book has just multiple choice questions and answers on financial accounting. And I'd say a quarter of this book is on advanced accounting, and the rest is from intermediate accounting. You'll wish that you had it for intermediate accounting. It's really a great way to study. So I highly recommend it, and it's not expensive at all. I think they have an online version of it also, or the book comes with software. I don't know. These are our learning goals. The grade scheme in this class is a little weird. I calculate grades based on a 100-point scale. And basically each assignment counts 3%. Each quiz counts 2%, and what's called the module quizzes count for 8%. So if you add it all up, you could get 105 points. I grade the class on 100 points. So if you get 93 1/3 out of 105 points, then if you get above 93 1/3 out of 105 points, you have an A. So what that means is that you can some students actually manage to skip the last chapter because they already have all the points they need to get the grade that they want. But this is a point of some confusion. There's a lot of content that's covered in this class. I cover probably more chapters than anybody else in any class at all. And therefore, I feel comfortable grading this on a higher scale. So a lot of students, the grading in this class sometimes can get pretty high, but it can be also a lot of work. Each chapter is a lot of work, and we'll talk more about that. So for each chapter, you need to do the assignment and a chapter quiz. The assignment is in McGraw-Hill Connect, and it's graded electronically. You can print them out. You can use references to the textbook, look everything up as much as you want, and you can click on Check My Work and Hints, and there's no penalty for doing any of that at all. You can also hit Check My Work and keep changing it as much as you want. Once you submit it, then that's your grade. After you submit it, if you want to try again, you can do a second attempt, but there is a 10% penalty for doing that. So what tends to happen is students spend a lot of time on the assignments trying to get every piece right. They keep hitting Hints and Check My Work. They want to get it all right, and students tend to score very well on the assignments. The chapter quizzes consist of 10 multiple choice questions in Connect, and you have 30 minutes to do them. You have one attempt, and your score is going to be available to you right afterwards. There is time pressure on this, so sometimes the problems will take 3 minutes each, and therefore, before you take the chapter quiz, you should make sure that you know everything really well. There's no monitoring, so technically chapter quizzes are an open book quiz, but if you don't know the material and you think you're going to look up each question, then you're going to run out of time. So your best bet is to know the chapter, study it really well, do some Gleim questions on the chapter, and when you think you're ready, sit down for the chapter quiz. And you got one shot, good luck. And that's similar to the CPA exam, which gives you very limited time for each question. Now, in terms of flexibility, we're on a fairly tight schedule and we're trying to cover a lot of material. And the chapters themselves are what I call progressive. In other words, Chapter 2 builds on Chapter 1, Chapter 3 builds on Chapter 2, Chapter 4 builds on 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth. So that if you don't understand Chapter 2, or you skip Chapter 2, or you do poorly on Chapter 2, then you're going to have a lot of trouble with Chapter 3. Therefore, make sure you schedule your time so that you're able to keep up with each chapter and you don't fall behind. Try to complete chapters early. If you have a busy week at work, or you think you have something coming up in the future, coming up in the coming days, I post the chapters usually by the first month or so. I have the entire course posted. So you can easily work a week or 2 weeks ahead of the rest of the class without a problem. And if you have something coming up in your life, then you can do that chapter in advance and get it over with. But you really don't want to fall behind. Chapters are due by 11:55. Each assignment is due by 11:55 on the due date. And you're entitled to submit 2 assignments and 2 quizzes up to 1 week late for any reason at all. And as long as you're within that limit of 2 assignments and 2 quizzes up to 1 week late, then you don't need to notify me of anything. You don't need to send me an email saying, hey, I'm running late. Well, it's always nice to receive emails from you. I like to get your messages. But that's no problem. If there are any additional late submissions, then there's a 10% penalty per day. And if there's personal illness or there's something going on in your life that's getting in the way of the class, then please email me, let me know, or give me a call, and I'll be happy to work with you and try to figure something out. So that's the policy for late completions on the assignments and the quizzes. We also have module quizzes, and there are 5 module quizzes in the course. Each module quiz is worth 8 points. And you have 2 options for how to do these. You can take these online with Connect using the Tegrity remote proctoring software. And you have a 36-hour window to do this. I'll go over the exact timing in a few minutes. And it starts at 12 noon the day before the due date and ends at midnight on the due date. Now, a lot of people don't feel so comfortable with online, and that Tegrity remote proctoring software watches, it has a camera and a microphone and everything, so you need to set all that up before you take one of the module quizzes. If you don't feel comfortable working with that on your computer, or you would just rather take a pencil and paper exam, then you're welcome to come to my office to do that. And that will be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in my office on the due date. And again, you don't need to let me know in advance. Just come to my office, 613 Jubilee Hall, and I'll be happy to accommodate you. If you need an accommodation at a different time, then again, please email me, call me, whatever, and I'll be happy to try to figure something out. We only have 5 sessions of classes, and therefore attendance at all the classes is required. If you're sick, please send me an email. Just let me know what's going on. My office hours is 613 Jubilee Hall, and I reply to email almost always within 24 hours on weekdays. So you can usually count on getting a message back the same day or the next morning. Now, if you need to reach me sooner, you got my cell phone number printed on the syllabus. Here it is. Don't worry about calling me at night. If I don't answer the phone, then leave a voicemail or a text message, and I'll call you back as soon as I can. I turn my phone off at night, so you don't have to worry about waking me up in the middle of the night. The workload in this class is pretty serious, and you should plan to study about 6 hours per week on this class, and that would probably get you about a B in the class. Students have told me in the past that it's more than that. So, and they got usually better than a B. So you want to set aside at least 6 hours per week to work on this class. In terms of academic honesty, then all work that you submit is assumed to be your own work. And any sharing of homework assignments, anything that you submit is assumed to be coming from you. And if it's found not to be coming from you, then it will be reported to the dean following the Stillman Schools policy. So let's go over how the schedule in this class is going to work. Our first meeting will be January 15th at 7:30 p.m. And I'll talk a little bit about what this course is all about and go over the policies again in general and answer any questions that you may have about how the class works. Chapter 1, the first assignment and quiz are due on January 21st. Then Chapter 2 assignment and quiz are due on January 28th. On January 29th, we'll be having a class meeting, and one of my professors here is also a senior vice president of CIT in charge of accounting policy, and he does consolidations for a living. So he's going to explain to us how they do consolidations at CIT. The following week, we'll be doing Chapter 3. And again, assignment and quiz are due midnight February 4th. And that'll be followed by module quiz 1, which is going to be due on February 5th. So that'll be due midnight February 5th. My office is going to be open for people to take pencil and paper quizzes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on February 5th. And you can start taking module quiz online as early as noon the day before, February 4th. So that is how that's how that works. And the class is going to go on with that kind of system. One of my Vic Seco is another officer at CIT, another accounting manager there, and he handles off-balance sheet financing accounting for CIT. And he'll be talking more about off-balance sheet financing and financial instruments as they work at CIT. March 25th, we'll be having a speaker. And my original speaker fell through. I'm finding somebody else. I'm going to have a Big Four expert in Securities and Exchange Commission reporting come. And last year I had a national expert from PwC. I think I'm going to have another national expert coming from PwC, but it's not yet final, so you can look forward to that. The final session, May 6th, is going to be simply a module quiz on paper. And I like that because I think it's good for everybody to submit something on paper during the semester. So we're going to be covering a variety of topics. The first 6 chapters, which cover module quiz 1 and module quiz 2, are going to involve consolidation, merger and acquisition accounting. Chapter 11 is going to be foreign currency transactions and financial instruments. And traditionally, this is a tough topic for students. So you have more than 2 weeks to work on this. There's a spring break in there, but you probably want to plan things so that you start chapter 11 early because it is the most challenging chapter in the book. Chapter 12 is going to be foreign currency financial statements, including translation of foreign entity statements, and that'll be due March 24th. It's also a pretty challenging chapter, and then the rest of the class is fairly straightforward. Chapters 13 and 14 deal with a lot of specialized issues, and there's really very little that's challenging there, just a lot of information. 17 and 18 deal with governmental accounting, and Chapter 19 deals with not-for-profit entities. And here's our class website, and this is sort of abridged. I only have 1 chapter posted so far, and this video is not yet posted because it's not yet made, but when it is posted, this old video here from last year is going to come out, and a new video will go in. So here you can see the syllabus, and here's a little video introducing the class. To access Connect for the first time, you're going to click on this link right here. And then for me, this is what it gives, but for you, it'll give you instructions on how to access Connect. Here's a YouTube playlist for this course. When you click on this, there's a complete YouTube playlist with every one of my videos available there. And this is just a video that I saw. It's really good advice on how to start your career and how to build up a very successful career I hope you heard of Steve Martin, but there's a lot more than you can learn from him, that besides his jokes, which are pretty funny. Here's a sample chapter, chapter 1. I have first my learning objectives, some instructions, a link to all of my videos, which by the way are also available directly on YouTube. And here are notes that I made, available in PowerPoint, PDF, and Excel. This is Learn Smart, and these are practice questions. Now, the way I set up the class is you can learn the material whatever works best for you. If you're a textbook person, just read the textbook. If you want to use the Connect system, has a system called Learn Smart that will send questions to you and adapt to see how much you learn, and then help you learn the things that you don't already know. It's a really great system, so I put it in here, and this is something that you can try. What works for most students is to watch my videos and print out the Excel spreadsheet, which is in a PDF right here. Here it is. So they print out this PDF spreadsheet, and then watch the video and fill out the PDF as they watch the video, and that seems to work for a lot of students. I also give you the Excel spreadsheet in Excel format right here, and if you want, you can fill it out on your computer. But again, what seems to work the best for most students is to watch the videos and write out the answers into the PDF file. And you also again have Learn Smart. Here are free practice questions. When you buy Connect, Connect includes thousands and thousands of questions. So in addition to giving you the assignments and chapter quizzes in Connect, I thought it would make sense, since you paid for them, give you more practice questions. So this link here will give you lots of interesting questions to try out. And that will help you to practice the material in the course. And here's all different things. Here you go. These are multiple choice questions, all different resources that you can try out. And there's no extra credit, but there's no penalty for doing the practice questions, for getting them wrong, anything like that. It's free stuff, so there it is. What's required of you, so you can use any of this material that you want and that works for you, you just have to learn a chapter, whatever works. Then you need to do assignment 1, which is in Connect, and the policies are printed in the syllabus. And chapter quiz 1, again, the policies for that are in the syllabus. So everything is available here through Blackboard as it's linked through Connect. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me and ask, and thanks for watching. So that's the whole class. I'm looking forward to a great semester with you, and looking forward to meeting you on January 15th.